Hello guys, welcome to Autolatest cars. Today we are driving one of the most important BYD cars in on European market. We are downtown Bucharest. Of course, if you probably see, this is the standard navigation system. It has somehow static Google Maps, but if you want to try to search something on the navigation, you have to have a connection with your phone. First of all, we are driving the BYD Seal U DM-i, a car that actually it's positioned strangely on the European market because BYD entered the EU market heavily this year, and they entered with a lot of electric cars. Okay, I understand that the electric car is very important for them because you have low maintenance, you have no oil, no nothing, or almost no oil, no maintenance schedule, classical schedule compared with a thermical normal petrol car. But of course, the sales are not going quite well, as you probably know. On the biggest car market in Germany, they sold in September 2025 only 2,000, almost around 2,700 cars. And in front of me it's a Renault Rafale. On the right it's a Sangyong KGM Taurus. So the big names on European market are not in this moment the Chinese, but are the Koreans, Kia, Hyundai, the Japanese, Toyota, and of course Nissan is out of the game. First of all, we are driving the new DMI, an entry level version with an chassis code SA3 that has a 1.5 petrol engine, 96 horsepower at 6,000 RPM, and 122 Newton meters at 4,000 RPM. So it's a very entry-level engine. They say it's a generator, but I think the power goes to the wheels also. So the engine code is T72220XYE. First of all, this engine, as you probably know, I have only 21% of the battery, and of course the fuel consumption, I actually changed I resetted this 2 kilometers in the back. So the average fuel consumption is 4.3, which is quite incredible because this car weighs around 2 tons. And of course the big engine that actually moves this car, it's the electric one that has 198 horsepower and 300 Newton meters. It's integrated in the gearbox, but also in the gearbox you have another electric engine that has around 80 horsepower. It's an engine that it's a generator. So it's a very somehow complicated system, but it runs quite well. As you probably see, I drove past some tram lines, very bad tram lines, and the suspension is quite good. So you have a petrol engine with 96 horsepower that acts like a generator. You have an electric engine with 196 horsepower that actually moves the car, and it moves it quite well. In the little kick down that I made, I started the petrol engine, and the fuel consumption jump at 5 liters per 100. But when you go to standstill, of course you will have a normal EV mode. So the standard battery is 18.3 kilowatt hour on this version. It's a Blade LFP battery, but if you want the better version, it's called Comfort, and this is the boost version. If you have the better version, it's called Comfort, and it has 24 kilowatt hour battery. So that's a big win for the guys that actually drives an electric mode. If you don't drive it daily driver on electric mode, this entry level version will suit you. Of course, 0-100 8.9 seconds, and the average fuel consumption, BYD says without energy, like now, it's 6.4. The fuel tank is 60 liter, which is quite good, the petrol fuel tank, and the average WLTP electric vehicle range, it's around 80 kilometers. It's not so good, but it's okay, it's enough. From my point of view, it's enough because actually this car drives well and behaves like a 2-ton big SUV. with the with the petrol engine that actually starts from time to time, and that's good because the average fuel consumption is 5.1 liters per 100 without electricity. So this system actually drives like a REV, range extended electric vehicle. It's like a Lee Motors C10 REV, the same system. It's actually the road behaving is like the Lee Motor REV. So when you drive, when you go to from the standstill, you will go electric. When you push it harder, the petrol engine will start. Even that you have a depleted blade battery. The downside of this car is the mirrors are too small from my point of view, and that's the house of people in Romania. If you don't know, the biggest building in Europe. You'll have an blade battery, which is an LFP. So the charge on DC or CCS, it's 18 kilowatt, which is quite slow. This is slow for a 2025 car. This is slow from my point of view, because actually I have tested the Link & Co 08, sorry, and that had 80 kilowatt hour charge battery. So the Link & Co had 80 kilowatt hour for charging speed on the almost 40 kilowatt hour battery. So if you want to drive the best plug-in hybrid in the European market, you definitely should go to Link & Co 08, because it costs around 49,000 euros on this market. But if you want to drive a top of the line BYD Seal U DM-i, you will pay around 45,000 euros, and it has the same small battery like this one, 18.3, but an additional electric engine on the back that has almost 163 horsepower more. It's an all-wheel drive system. The Link & Co, it's a two-wheel drive system. So because the Link & Co 08 all-wheel drive system has almost over 500 horsepower, but it's not important on European market. As you probably know, the petrol engine has started and the fuel consumption started to raise to 5.8 liter per 100, but you are going to get, of course, the standstill, classical big city standstill in south of Europe, and that's the biggest city in the south of Europe. It's Bucharest in Romania, and the petrol engine will shut out. So the average fuel consumption, I believe it's like BYD says, it's around 6.4 liter per 100. I drive this car for a few days, and it drives quite well. It's surprisingly quiet inside, but if you want to drive it faster on the highway, you definitely should go for the all-wheel drive version, because it has over 300 horsepower. Of course, you'll gain also almost 150 kilograms, but that's it. But that version has 100 5.9 seconds, and the fuel consumption, average fuel consumption for the big BYD Seal U DM-i, the all-wheel drive version, it's around 7.4 liter per 100 kilometers. The entry-level version of this car is around 39,000 euros. The comfort is around 45,000 euros, and 44,000 euros, and the big one, the all-wheel drive version, is over around 46,000 euros. So BYD is offering this car on European market quite nice. It's a pleasant car to drive. It's an efficient car to drive. The same engine and the same gearbox are mounted on the new KGM Taurus hybrid, but the KGM guys said that they don't want a plug-in version hybrid, because we have a lot of communist blocks in East Europe, and a lot of guys, million of drivers don't have any place to charge it, and as everybody will say, okay, go please buy yourself a plug-in hybrid and charge it back home. You don't have back home, because we are in a former communist country, and we don't have possibility to put we don't have parking lots or something like that to charge personal vehicles. So that's a very big problem in East Europe. So a lot of guys, if you are watching this from Western Europe, you don't no problem. You don't probably know the mighty buildings like that one. That's a small one. As you probably know, in that building, they are living, I don't know, 150 families with 100 cars, and all the cars are parked on the sidewalk or everywhere they could put, and it's impossible for them to charge it. So this is a very good car for a guy that actually likes to charge some from time to time, or they could charge it at their working place, which is a good idea. It's almost free for a lot of guys that work on that have a special condition at the working place. But if you live in a communist block like that one, okay, in the big one, not on the left one, that's a formal communist. Ceausescu wanted to make that a museum for his family, but it's it's deserted for the last 35 years. A lot of big building, somehow Soviet communist one, but nobody moved in, no authority, nothing. It's strange because that could be a very important. I could make it a casino something like that, and everybody will be happy, or the mayor of the city hall of Bucharest. But a lot of stupid guys on this country and this on local authorities are quite stupid from my point of view. So if you drive this one in normal driving condition, you'll have, as I probably said, 6.3. The BYD says 6.4. It's a normal fuel consumption for this car because it has a normal aspirated engine. As I didn't tell you if you want to buy the big one that with 324 horsepower, your standard receive the same engine but with the two supercharged version, which is quite good because it has 130 horsepower and more torque, or over 200 or almost 200 newton meters. An engine that actually suits better this big SUV compared with this tiny little one. But this is the most efficient one. This is 96 horsepower normal aspirated engine is the efficient one. The running gear, it's quite good. You could drive it daily driver on bumpy roads without any problems. Actually, I made a video with the soft off-road, something like that, and the car drives quite beautiful. And of course, without battery, the fuel consumption will rise around 6.7, 7.2 until you'll get this bumper to bumper situation where the car actually drives 100% electric. And of course, BYD says that 22%, actually try to get it to 90%, but around 20% the buffer battery, it's a decent. The design of the fuel consumption is quite strange. So you have minus 4.6 kilowatt hour because we are driving on electric mode. The normal fuel consumption would be 7.8 if you didn't drive a BYD, but the actual fuel consumption is 6.5. So this is quite strange. The car actually drives well, and of course it's a normal thing because it's a good thing because you have a normal buttons, a lot of normal buttons here compared with other cars from this segment, from the Chinese competition. Inside is quite okay. It doesn't have any double glazing, but it's okay. Around 38 or 39,000 euros. This is the car that you definitely should buy if you live in Southeast or East, in former communist Soviet bloc in East Europe, because the battery it's enough. You don't have the big one that it's time consuming because it's slow charge. You have a good battery and a decent fuel consumption, even compared with the European SUVs from this segment. So if you like what we're doing here, please like and subscribe. Thank you.